The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who
in which a tiny group of brutal, self-appointed rulers control every aspect of every life.
This is Leo, Atheist Large, here in Chicago. I'm going to respond to Durka's Holocaust video. He mentions about how he doesn't feel that the young people should have any voice on the Holocaust since they weren't alive, and that most people that would remember the Holocaust are going to be dead or dying. World War II ended in 1945. 60 years ago, 62 years ago. Any child 5 years old should be able to remember some things. Any child 10 years old should remember a lot of things. So that's 72 years. There's an awful lot of 72-year-olds that were around. There's an awful lot of survivors that lived through the Holocaust, that were freed before they were gassed, burnt, or tortured, or medically worked on and then killed. So we still are in an age where we have direct eyewitnesses alive of these events that cannot be denied. The remembrance of such an event, of such a monumentous event, an extinction level event of a race, must be carried on. The Jews, in order to continue the legacy of the Holocaust, hand down the stories, word of mouth, to their daughters, to their sons, to their progeny, so that they might possibly not make the same mistakes that their ancestors did, that their grandparents did, and that was to do nothing, to just die. Israel is doing something. Israel is not dying. When somebody attacks Israel, they attack, they defend themselves, and their attacks in defense are 10 times worse than was put upon them. And this is the way that it should be. Don't mess with us. We're doing nothing to torment you. We're doing nothing against you. But you mess with us, we are going to mess with you in such a way that you are going to remember. And unfortunately, the people that have attacked Israel remember, but they remember it all messed up. They don't pass along that they were the attackers in the first place. That, that the atrocities that they're talking about were committed by them, not by the Jews. There will be, in all conflicts, somebody to go overboard, to go over the line of social acceptance of what war has to be in order to be part of a civilized society. The people that are attacking the Jews are not part of a civilized society. They may think they are, but they do not come up to the standards of the rest of the world's civilization, the goals and the prospects and the ideals of civilization. Islam is treacherous, it lies, it's deceitful, it's angry, it's hateful. It has a short memory span of the truth and turns around the truth and makes it its lie, to try and indoctrinate and brainwash its young to do the most vile things in order to reach their goals, their egotistical goals. One could only hope that the Holocaust of the Jews was the last time anything like that would ever happen again. The legacy that the Jews are trying to leave on with their children. Demand of them that this never happens again, to make sure that they remember what had happened with their ancestors. Unfortunately, Islam is going to be the next perpetrator of a Holocaust. They are forcing a Holocaust upon this world. We can see throughout Europe the added increase of populations. The way that they're doing it is an act of war. They're trying to overpopulate the cities with their radical Islamic views and indoctrinate their young, and as they grow, they will become radical Islamists to overthrow the cities and then the countries. In 1930, it was said, 1930 or 1940, somebody in Denmark said, an Islamic imam said that by 2050, Denmark will be an Islamic state. This shows how far back this goes, this idealism goes. But that's not as far back as it goes. The U.S. Marine Corps was founded in 1780. And the reason it was founded is because we no longer had warships to protect our shipping lines. We just won our independence from England. And England just pulled her ships away and left us be. And who did they leave us be to? The Barbary pirates. The Barbary pirates were Muslims. They cut the heads off of people as they attacked them. They slaughtered ships, the shipping lanes. They slaughtered people on the islands, all to gather goods. There was no mercy when they attacked shipping lines or cities or villages. So this goes a long way back for the United States. It goes to our inception that Islam has been trying to devastate the United States and take over our country. The Holocaust, Islam is forcing upon the world. They are either going to take over the world or they are going to have to be beaten back. The Holocaust, one way or another, may still happen, and it's a vile act, and Islam is forcing the hand. They will either be utterly and totally defeated, or they will utterly and totally take over the world, because they will not stop until that end goal is met. This sounds like a doom video, but please, watch the other videos, go to apostate sites. I'll put some links in the window, in the description, for you to go to. If you watch some of my vids, if you watch some of the vids from the other apostates, I'm not an apostate, but some of the apostates, you will see what Islam is all about. There's a couple of documentaries that are really good on this and show the treachery behind the scenes when reporters went undercover. So the Holocaust may be repeated, and Islam, Muslims, will do the repeating. It's only going to be time to tell if it happens and who wins. It's up to you to take action, to do something in your city, in your town, in your country, to stop the Holocaust before it happens again. This is Leo, Atheist at Large, hoping for peace in the world to come.